Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with three S's. I'm your host, Chantele Francis, here with Tamika for a late night look at Love Island UK All-Stars premiere episode and episode 2. Mika, I don't even know how you feel about this season yet. Give me some of your thoughts. How are you? How do you think of the cast? What's going on?
I don't know. Episode 1 was okay. Episode 2, though, I'm like, why are we having the same conversations over and over again about the same people? And I don't care about most of them. And oh my god, I don't know. I think we should just probably get into it. Like, I have specific thoughts on specific couplings
All right.
and then I was livid last week when I found out that they were going to let the public vote to match up these couples. Like, it's all stars. It's all stars.
Yeah. All-Stars, they do not get to have any sort of choice. Well, okay, let's just get to it, right? We start off the season. The house looks great. Like, the villa looks amazing.
Yeah, love
It
it.
has a bit of an upgrade. I'm not sure where they're filming now.
I think they're in the South Africa one.
Yes, they're in South Africa. You are
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. Because they're not in the Fiji one.
Oh, yeah. Caden's here on the money. Too many side characters, not enough main characters. Yeah, on the money. On the money. And that's kind of how I was feeling when they announced the cast. I'm like, okay, 3 of you guys I've just seen on something, and you didn't bring it
Bring nothing.
necessarily.
And this proves they brought nothing.
That's true. That's
Proves that they brought nothing to that show because they ain't bringing nothing to the show.
Oh, okay.
And that's one of the things I want to talk about. And I hate to compare, but I think a lot of what they're doing with that part is an absolute error. Absolute error.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's just really frustrating because like I believe there's like a lot of people from Love Island UK that I really wanted to see or I wouldn't mind seeing or I haven't seen in a while, and like I would love to see their journey. They'd probably be a little bit older, you know what I mean? Like might be ready to be in a little bit more of a serious relationship. So I could be like, okay, let me see some of these older people, but they didn't. They just kind of brought people that we've just watched quite recently and then even in seasons recently. So yeah, they definitely didn't bring back the bangers. Definitely not. So Hannah and Liberty are the first two to enter the villa. Now I know you only started watching, I believe, in season 5, and then you watched season 5 onward. So what do you think of seeing Hannah and Liberty coming in first?
So Liberty, fine. I think Liberty is a great main character, right? I don't have a problem with Liberty. I think she wears her heart on her sleeve. You know, you're getting someone who is going to romantically pursue, whether it's the wrong guy or the right guy, somebody, right? She's genuine. She will bring that energy to the villa. I don't know Hannah. I like, and so far I'm not really getting anything. So I like her entering the villa. I was like, okay, choosing these two were a choice. I'm okay with Liberty, but I, like you said, like I watched her season, so I know her. I don't know Hannah, so I feel like it was a setup. It's like, oh, what is Hannah gonna bring? And I don't feel like she's bringing anything.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I feel as though Hannah coming in, I don't think anybody like knows who she is, and I think that that's where the big mistake was. Is that I guess like having the two like blonde bombshells coming in together, oldest and probably youngest, like maybe that was the vibe. Recent season, older season, but I guess yeah, she's kind of out, like sticks out. Like she doesn't seem like she's part of current Love Island, and unfortunately, it feels like she's a bit of an outsider, a little bit of an outcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
she definitely feels Like, it's not like they're not talking to her and she's not in conversation. She just feels separate. And I don't and I'm not sure why. Like, I don't know if I don't know
Could
what
be
she
their
brought
age
to her.
though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what she brought to her the first season, whereas maybe she matured from whatever she brought then to now, and so she's a little more set in herself and a little more like, I don't have to like uh out to this anymore, right? But then that's not really good TV
Yeah, she might be too mature for this season with this cast. It
with
might
this
work
cast.
with an older cast or people that know her.
Right,
But right now it seems like she's like the chaperone.
right. I agree.
So this is Hannah Elizabeth 2.0 though, so she is new and improved. I had to say her boobs are too big though. It's too distracting for me. They're too big for me. They're too big.
I
They're too
didn't
big.
notice. I'm
You
sorry.
didn't notice her
No,
boobs?
I didn't notice. Not like it's not like DC Dash last night at the Emmys.
Her
I
boobs
didn't
are
know.
like each the size of my head with like a little piece of fabric. So big.
Oh.
So big. She does say we're like Paris and Nicole. And I was like, there's no way that Liberty's gonna get that reference. Did you watch
Oh,
The Simple Life?
yeah, you're right. No, I did, but I'm saying you're right. She probably would.
Has zero idea of Paris and Nicole.
Yeah,
Like
like like
no idea.
like she's not American,
Yeah.
and then she's young as hell.
Yeah, like Liberty might not have been born yet or was a baby when that show was out. Was that what, like 2005?
Yeah,
Liberty was
something
probably
like
born
that.
in like 2000.
Yeah, something like that. Oh wow.
So it's been 9 years though since Hannah's been on on the show, and then it's been 2 years since Liberty's been on the show. So definitely things have changed for Hannah. We do know a little bit about her though, that she has a child, Reggie, and she's coming back looking for love. And that's the thing, is with this original cast, I just don't feel
Mhm.
like they were casting to maybe match people.
Oh no, not at all. When the casting came out, I was like, "This is not it. This is not it." And it's not because I didn't know people. I was like, I knew of probably 70% of them. It's because this is not matching to actually find any romance. Not in 5 weeks.
But it's not even to find like entertainment. Like I still don't
That's what I'm
understand what they're
saying.
doing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I could understand if they were matching for entertainment. And then that's why I was saying I didn't understand having Liberty and Hannah come first. Liberty, I get. Hannah, I haven't seen why she entered the villa first at all.
No, and like I feel like she should be maybe a bombshell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Bloody Money
Hi,
says
Bloody.
hi. Hello, hello, hello. So okay, so next in is Chris and Jake. They're the first boys in the villa. And Liberty's face, so when she sees him come in, that was funny.
I am so glad they didn't. I think they were trying to do what they did in Love Island
Yeah,
Games a
with
lot through this
Sally.
episode with Sally and Johnny. I am glad they didn't try to blindside her with Jake. And the reason why I say this is Sally and Johnny were at least like a sexy ex couple, right? Like, they actually
Absolutely. And
liked each other.
yes, and he's so messy.
He
That
is.
man, he's just gonna go in
Yes.
and I made my mom watch the season. My mom's like, oh, "What is Johnny doing to Sally?"
and he just is, he brings it just, Johnny brings something, Sally brings something, and so like it's sexy, right? Even if it's just toxic, it's just sexier.
Oh yeah,
Jake and Liberty were so gross, so gross.
yeah. I
It
don't know
was
what
sad.
were they thinking. Somebody was not thinking The person that's usually making decisions must have been on vacation.
It
Uh,
gotta be,
what's
because
happening?
this was not, so I'm glad they didn't blindside Lib on that, because, yeah, it would've been sad.
Um, I had to say though, Jake is better looking this season.
Oh, he's absolutely looks better. This listen, to be fair, from what I've seen of Jake, which is not too much, I feel like he came home, he
Got a
he
lot of
did
hate.
some soul searching.
Hmm.
He when I looked at his social media after, they announced the cast, he looks like he went to work on his physical self as well. He is definitely better looking. He need, like, him and Lib is never going to happen, and it shouldn't happen.
Please no, please no, please no. We learned that Chris talked about micro penises to Margot Robbie, which allowed her to remember him and give him a part as a Ken in the Barbie movie. Did you notice him in the movie?
No, I didn't know Chris was in Barbie.
Neither did I. I didn't notice him either. So I'll
I
if I watch it again ever,
I was
I'll.
gonna say I'll have to go back and watch it, and I'll have to search for Chris. And mind you, I like Chris.
It might be in one of those Ken scenes where it's like Ken, Ken, Ken. Like there's like just like all these Kens just
50
saying like,
billion
hey,
Kens.
hey,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah,
yeah. Um, Natalie wants Ovi to come. Don't
yeah.
we all, darling?
Ovi said that he's too old. He tweeted it because somebody tweeted and that they wanted him on, and he's like, I'm 30 something. That's what
How old is he? Hold on, let me. 32.
he said. I'm 32.
32, going on 33 in
Yeah. Now,
February.
now I have to ask you because I
He
know
has 2
somebody.
million followers.
Yeah, yeah. I have to ask you. I know somebody who is upset that they brought people on who have kids onto this. And I'm just like, for me, that's not a big deal because I would hope if you have children, you're actually coming there to actually potentially find love.
I guess the reason why they don't want it is that it won't be as messy necessarily because people will be so like concerned with like maybe hurting somebody that's in I don't know.
Yeah, to me, there's other things that they're doing that me casting people who have children is not the biggest of deals.
I don't really, it doesn't really bother me. Or maybe it's because they know that none of these people are really in it for a real relationship and so like what's the point? I don't know though. Like why can't they
Mm.
experiment
They
too?
also said they were upset about the older casting, and I'm like, but to me, that means that you have more potential of actually, like, if you see somebody like, oh wow, like actually, this might actually work outside of here, so let me actually do something. But that's just me.
So Bloody Money here doesn't think the viewers deciding who the couples were getting together is a good idea. Let the Islanders decide who they want to couple with, right? It's like
It
Love
was terrible.
Island. You're trying to find your match. The audience doesn't know.
It was terrible from the minute that Liberty and Jake were cast and an option. You just
Okay.
knew what the
Oh,
audience
I
was
do.
gonna do.
I'm gonna find it because like I took a knowing how they have those little like who are you gonna match together? I did that
Hmm.
and I was like almost exactly right. I just got one that was wrong.
Hmm.
Or like two because I got, you
Hmm.
know what I mean? I flipped them. But I'll see if I can find that to show you.
I think Love Island Astrology also got almost all of it right, except for like one. It just was just so clear how silly the audience was going to be about
Mhm.
this.
Hannah is looking for a daddy. Maybe that's what it is too. Is that for maybe Hannah like looking for a father figure? I guess people are a little more negative towards that than Lewis like going on there and to find a partner. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
think it's more on Hannah
I
for
think
some
that's
reason, anyways.
weird.
So Kaz and Mitch are next to enter. Also a weird duo to enter. It's like okay. And then Kaz comes in obviously and runs up to see Liberty. I think they're still really good friends.
They
I
are.
like their friendship.
Yeah.
And so I'm happy that Kaz at least has Liberty in the villa because I don't know if she's going to have a love interest.
Kaz was, I'm sorry, Kaz was casted as a diversity hire. Kaz was casted to be the best friend, and it grosses me out.
Yeah, it's really unfair. But she's older and wiser, and so she's
Mhm.
coming in with the head on her shoulders, you know?
And she's literally such main character energy. It's so sad. Such
Yep.
a waste.
It is a waste that, like, oh, just because of the way she looks or whatever, she doesn't get to have a story. Yeah. Or her story is the fact that she doesn't get to have a story.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Again,
Again.
again. Mhm.
Kit Mitch is here for love, and he's not going to be messy this time.
Sure. I'll believe it when I see it, Messy Mitch.
Messy Mitch, I do not trust him at all. We're going to get into him later. Next is Georgia and Anton coming in. So Georgia, wait, which Georgia was
Which
it?
Georgia? I was gonna say I don't
I
even know which
remember.
Georgia that was.
I don't remember which Georgia it was. Why? I thought I would remember.
Maybe it's
Georgia's looking for the one.
Toby's Georgia.
I must be
Yeah.
with Anton. Anyway,
Yeah.
she hugs Liberty. Yeah, because she knows Liberty. Yeah. And Anton hugs Chris. They were on the same season together.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw Georgia. Don't need to see her again right now. But she, I guess, is kind of bringing something at the end of the next episode. Kind of.
Not for me.
Kinda. She's really
Mm.
pretty. Georgia's looking for the one. Anton is the one whose mom shaved his bum. Did you know about that fact?
I remember from his season.
Georgia Steele, Bunny Money. Sorry about that. I made sure that I started like writing which Georgia after because like you think you're gonna remember, and then you look at your notes, you're like, I don't
I
remember.
don't remember.
Yeah, so he's 29 and he has his bum shaved by his mom. He calls himself a Maturacell bunny. Okay.
Okay.
Not funny. Anton calls out Liberty. I don't know what that means. What do I mean by that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she calls out Liberty about them. Oh, weren't you and Jake together? Weren't you guys a couple?
Oh, yeah.
They're really, really trying to get every squeeze out of this stale story.
It was so stupid. It was just dumb.
And then Toby and Lewis enter, the mixed race kings, we'll say. We see Lewis reliving his moment on the show, and Toby being Toby. I like Toby, but I'm not interested in his love stories because I don't feel like he knows how to get there.
This proved for me. So if some of you guys may not have watched Love Island games, we did. We basically mostly covered them separately, but this proves to me that Toby is not, unless he's being messy, is not good TV. And that any romantic pursuits that he has, he's been so awkward.
No, he's just too laid back.
Yeah. And then he's throwing it on the girl like it's her issue, but you are just you might even be more of the issue.
He's the issue. He's passive. And
which is weird because I don't feel like he was passive his first season.
I don't know. Okay, Bloody Mary's here saying Toby and Sally would have made a great couple back in Love Island games. Sally is messy, but Sally likes people to pursue her, and he doesn't do that.
Sally's not messy. Sally wants to be pursued, and she's not going to sit there and take his BS.
He's so like laid back, and like his flirting is like mid.
Yeah, he's not bringing anything.
Not big D energy. I want some big D energy.
No, yeah, absolutely. They want to portray it as he's like this great love interest and gonna end up in this solid couple, but he's not bringing anything, not to the relationship and not to TV.
Hey V. V says Sally isn't messy. What girl wants to wait forever for a guy to show effort? Not
And
me.
not me.
Not me. I would be moved on. I would never probably have started anything with Toby because like that's not attractive to me. But like, yeah, if you're not gonna show any effort, like I'll just would just think that you're not that interested in me and I would move on.
Yeah.
And she was supposed to read his mind, and yeah.
Know that he wanted her, which is weird.
And then have Georgia siding with him and like really nasty to Sally. It's weird. It is very weird.
It was fabulous.
Georgia Harrison now comes in with Demi. Now, do you know Georgia? This Georgia?
Not that Georgia, no.
Do you know Bear?
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, so Georgia was on, I can't remember which season. It might have been season 4. Um she's started off obviously on Love Island. She's then moved on to the challenge a little bit. I think she even did an X on the Beach UK, if I'm not mistaken, or Celebrity X on the Beach UK. And Bear was another UK celebrity that's really kind of wild. He was on, he might have even won Big Brother UK, Celebrity Big Brother UK, one of the seasons. He's just like, it's very hard to explain Bear. He's wild, crazy, like obnoxious, sometimes charming, like you never know what he's gonna do. Anyways, he was on the challenge with Georgia. They kind of got into a thing while he had a girlfriend at home. And then when they were outside of the game, the challenge, they were kind of seeing each other. They slept together, I believe, outside in his garden, and his CCTV recorded it, and he uploaded it onto his OnlyFans and was showing people and obviously making money off of it. And so she sued him, and he's since been in jail for the last year. And so this is the first time we've seen Georgia on any show since she's been in court over this revenge porn that Bear
Was revenge porn, or he just
well,
was
that's what
wanted
it's
to
called.
make money?
That's what it's called, right? Is like airing, like showing sexual
Mhm.
interactions when you're not together. So yeah, so
That's
that's kind of a
gross.
yeah. He's a pretty toxic dude for sure. And yeah, so this is the first time we're seeing Georgia back. And I think she looks great. I hopefully she's able to find love. I want to see her do well. But okay, now you know that now. So sorry, I should have asked you what did you think about her? Just on your first meeting.
I mean, she's kind of boring for me, but I don't know.
She's actually usually pretty fun. Like you can see when she talks about what she likes. She
Mhm,
likes cheeky, like Bear is
mhm,
like they were just nuts together, like wild, crazy, like
mhm,
they'd be dressed up like he'd be dressed up like the Joker and she would dress up like Harley Quinn with like lipstick all over her face. Like you know what I mean? Like I
mhm.
think she needs the other person to kind of get that
Okay.
fire in her going. You know what I mean?
Okay, got that. That makes sense. I will say at least she does seem to be happy with the options that she has. Who did she like first?
Um, we'll talk about when she starts to like people because I can't remember off the top of my head. Sorry, guys, I'm also really tired. I just flew for the last 14 hours, so
Yeah.
you know we're just.
And I just came in from California, so I'm like trying to catch back up on this time zone.
What she does say, Georgia, though, as long as they make me laugh, and it's
Mhm.
not a
She kept
solid
saying that.
one, so she doesn't care what they look like. She just wants them to make her laugh, and I
Yeah.
think that tracks with Georgia. She like loves having a good time.
Yeah. See, and I used to be that way, and I realize that it's not a good mentality.
Oh right, you said you stopped doing
I
the
had
funny
to knock
guys
it down my list
because you're
because
getting
it's like,
effed over by funny guys.
yes. Ugh, it's terrible.
But she's kind of funny though. She said one line that I had to write down. She's like, "I've had yogurt in the fridge longer than any relationship."
Ew.
I thought it was funny.
That's
So my Jama shows up looking gorgeous
Miss
as ever.
Maya.
She never misses with her looks.
No.
Like, sh- is she married? Like, I want to know who her type is. You know,
Wait, you don't know who she's dating?
who's she dating?
She's dating Stormzy.
Really?
Yes, her and Stormzy got back together. You didn't see that?
When? No.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I mean, this looks good.
yeah,
That's a good looking couple.
they
Oh my
are.
gosh. Oh my gosh.
And then like when she posts like on her Instagram and she's just in the villa, just like in a bathing suit, like and well not in the villa, but like in South Africa, just like in a bathing suit, just there. I'm just like, she's just so effortlessly beautiful.
Like, and I'm sure she's wearing lots of makeup, but like she just looks like she's wearing nothing and she's just like perfect.
Yeah,
Oh my god, what a good looking couple though.
yeah.
Okay. Never
Hmm.
mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. So Anton, what's it with Anton and his breath spray?
I don't know. See, you know, during his season,
I'm just like
Anton never really did it for me, and he ain't doing it for me here.
It's not my type at
No,
all. I don't find him
not at
hot
all.
at all. At
No.
all. Um
All brawn, no brains, in my opinion.
yeah, basically. Who said they fancied Georgia Steele when Maya asked? Oh, I was asking you that question now. Do you remember? Anyways,
No.
everybody seems to fancy Georgia
Oh,
Steele.
Toby. I think it was Toby. I think it was Toby.
Probably. I
Yeah.
don't remember now. So she pulls the guys into a what? Okay, into a line, whatever. So she pulls all the guys over into the line, and then she just tells the girls to stand next to the guys that they fancy. So
And
Liberty
this part, I was screaming because I'm like, they are going to be so mad that this shit does not count.
I think that's the only reason why they did it. They did
Yeah,
the vote
yeah.
is so that they could be like, you don't get to pick who
It
you
doesn't
want.
matter. I don't care if you
So
like them. You don't get to
Liberty
choose.
stands next to Mitch, Kaz, Georgia, H, as who else stands next to Chris? There was two more.
Hannah.
Oh, I wrote down in H. Yeah, Hannah. There's
It
one more.
was
No, was there
Georgia,
four?
Kaz, and Hannah. No, I think that was it. That stood next to Chris.
Demi stood next to Lewis.
Please? Yeah.
Georgia S stood next to Anton, not Toby.
I at this point, and then when she started speaking, I was laughing. I said, they talk so much shit about Sully, and then she goes and does this.
She's allowed to do it. Sally's not. Celebrity was on the wrong side of Mitch, so it looked like she was actually partnering up with Jake. Liberty. But nobody actually ends up pick Jake or Toby. Toby looked a little bit demoralized, I would say.
I think this is so this is my other thing too. I feel like Toby is used to, like, I feel like I kind of saw it on Love Island Games, but he's used to being the it guy, the guy that a lot of girls want, and that's not happening. That's not happening here or there.
Well, because I don't know, maybe he was like more excited in the past, like in his first season, like first time on TV, and like he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be Kaz. Oh, I'm gonna be with Chloe. Oh, I'm gonna be with this. Oh, I'm gonna be with this person," and like he was just acting kind of moving mad. And now he's a little bit more mature, but I don't know. He's just kind of boring now.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I guess we're also able to see that like his shtick is boring.
It is. It is.
Natalie says this show is not for Toby. Stop bringing him back.
Absolutely agree. Send them to like Celebrity X on the beach or something.
Or maybe
like,
the challenge.
or the challenge. I don't
Maybe.
know.
Maybe they'll
Did he
just
do a
make.
challenge on Love Island Games? I don't remember if he did.
Oh. Remember he did the one where he was running with the bungee against his back with Georgia.
Yeah.
Um,
But they were against Callum and Liberty, and that was
no, that
not a
was
good
bad.
matchup. Yeah.
That was bad. It was bad. But then she lets them know it's not up to you, it's down to the public. Boo.
Just ridiculous.
So Georgia thinks that Anton has nice eyes. That's it. Okay. Liberty's cool with Jake, of course. Georgia thinks that Toby is fuming. And she's just like, Toby is so loyal. And and I think Cass said this to Georgia, and Georgia's like, "Don't use that word." Like, girl, you said loyal and like a million times. It was your catchphrase. Just own it. I don't know
Yeah,
why she needs to be so against it.
not at all.
So okay, so Bia here was saying that I get I don't care for her. So this was about Georgia Harrison. After I saw the blackface photo, I do remember the blackface thing, and she did have a statement of an apology. I believe it was like a Halloween costume gone wrong. Makes sense why she can't get back on the challenge. I think she doesn't want to be on the challenge because of the whole bear incident. I think that she would go back now, um, and I wouldn't be surprised if they asked her now. But it could be maybe it's because of the blackface thing, but I don't know.
I mean, she's here, so somebody casting her.
That's true, but American CBS Viacom, I don't know.
Mm.
That it could be. Natalie says there's a picture of Anton blackface from Halloween 2014. I
Not shocked.
not shocked. Zero shocked.
Zero
This
shock.
is a zero shocked face.
Yeah.
So Chris is apparently getting a lot of eye contact from Georgia Harrison, and I thought that they had like a good vibe, a good banter. He talks about, the bottom of a banana as a bananas. Liberty explains the situation with her and Jake to Kaz. I mean, I don't care about this, and this is what's so frustrating. I'm sorry, guys, if I complained about some things, but like, I just don't care about Liberty and Jake. I mean, we do have something to look forward to, seemingly next episode.
Yes. Well, I mean, if you follow me on social media, I've already posted what's happened.
So,
but yes, yeah, and to be fair, I agree with him and his decision.
I mean, I don't know. Well, I think I would still have stayed on, but anyways. So Georgia's is interested in Chris and Lewis. Is that what I'm writing here? I don't know. So
Yes, she did say that. She said because they asked her, well, if you can't get Chris, who would you want? She's like, oh, I like after having conversations, I like Lewis. I think we would have something.
I mean, I think he's really good looking. His teeth are too overwhelming for me, but I think that like for the most part, to me, he's the most attractive person in the villa.
Oh, currently, absolutely. Would I want anybody to date him that I like? No.
Why is this?
I feel like he is, how do you say it? A player.
How do you say it? A player?
I think a player. I'm trying to feel if player is the right word. I think it might be. Like, I don't think he's serious at all. At all.
Maybe not. But he's older. He should be more serious.
Exactly.
But he has two baby mamas from two separate baby mamas. Or two babies with two separate baby mamas. Mm-hmm. And so I would like him to be a little more serious with like people. So maybe you're right. It seems like his baby mamas are not happy with him being on the show.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's why, who was it? Georgia said what she said in the next episode that called him out a little bit.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah. So Georgia Steele is saying that she panicked, Tobes. And he said I would have picked you, but she just wants to cuddle with him, and like, what are they manufacturing a phony storyline?
I feel like it might be a couple things. It's either they're not allowed to mention Love Island games. They're not allowed to mention how their connection actually started. Or two, they don't really like each other because after Love Island games, they didn't really do anything, right? They had the chance. It's not like Selly and EL where they went to America and London. Georgia and Toby went back to London and did nothing. Or they trying to make it seem like, oh, we didn't really know each other. We just kind of like each other, and maybe we're pursuing something if given the opportunity. I
I think that they're not into each other
And that's the one I chose to say.
and they are manufacturing a fake storyline.
I don't think that they are into each other. I think Georgia thinks Toby is too young,
Mhm.
which fair. I also think that Toby's boring. If this is Toby, he's bringing nothing, guys.
And if we look at astrology, Georgia is an Aries. They're fiery. And he's a Pisces, which are watery. They're going to be a little bit more emotional, maybe more romantic, but fire's like sparks,
Mhm.
right? Fire's like some air to flame that fire, and he's just like mellow water. So I don't know if it's going to work, but I think they're using each other to stay longer in the season. It's like a friendship couple, but they're
Yes.
like going to make out.
Yeah. And like they knew, especially once the public got into it, they knew that they're going to put us together. Right? Like
100%. 100%. So Mitch and Liberty are chatting, and he's making all these sexual innuendos, and Liberty likes him. And I love Liberty. I think she's such a good, kind, sweet person. And I don't feel like there's a genuine bone in Mitch's body when it comes to relationships on this show that I've seen so far. Maybe originally with Molly last his original season,
mm,
maybe it was genuine there, but after all that went down, I don't see him being honest and genuine. Like I don't think that he actually likes Liberty in that way. I think that he thinks that she's a nice girl, maybe that she's pretty,
mhm,
and that she's very well liked by the public.
mhm.
And I think that he wants to hitch his wagon to Liberty because she'll take him to the end.
I like their energy together. I don't trust Mitch as far as I can throw him.
Agreed. Prochet here says this is why they
Hey,
needed to air
Prashay!
Love Island games in the UK. We don't need Georgia and Toby with their fakeness. I roll.
Yeah, I mean, but you can't, show a superior show.
But they hadn't filmed it yet, had they, or what? When did they film? Do you know what the filming schedule was?
For
The
which?
time, like the timing when each filmed.
Oh, so the Love Island Games was filmed
Like
in
end of,
fall.
I thought it was end of August, September type thing,
Yeah,
right?
early fall ish, and then because what happened? The other Love Island ended, and then they went into the villa about a month later. So yeah,
And then this one filmed after that. But
this one is live.
it's live. So
Yeah,
then they could have course corrected.
yeah. Oh,
Oh,
they could be doing things totally different. It is live.
oh,
It's live.
oh,
So
oh. I did
they
not
they they could
tell.
be doing
I
this
couldn't
totally
tell
different.
because it's so boring. It's so
Yeah,
bad.
that's what I'm saying to you. That they have every opportunity to fix this
Mhm.
based on
Starting with the
what's
cast.
yes. And I don't either they don't have now somebody said, is it that they didn't pay these people enough to come on? The people we would want, right? And so they're relegated to this cast. But I was like, but they also allowed them to each keep their social media, right? So they can push and promote as much as they need to. So even if they paid them just a little lower, they still have the option of actually making money off of these disappearance, right? It's um so I'm not, and it's not like the US where that probably wouldn't matter. You want the more money up front because the
Give me
social
money.
media push ain't gonna really help you. In the UK, they would
Yeah.
make the money.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what they did here or why. So they're all getting ready for the night. We have our cheers. I'm so loyal, babe. We see Georgia, Demi, and Liberty. Georgia S, I'm assuming. Um, Demi's talking and says that she wants to go for Chris, and tells everybody that Chris slid into her
Mhm.
DMs.
Yeah.
What's the sigh for?
So with Demi, I've always felt like she was wishy-washy. I like her. I just I she just is so wishy-washy for me.
Yeah, to me, like I don't know what her actual personality is.
Yeah. So it's kind of like I'm seeing that with her romantic pursuit here because you knew Chris slid in your DMs, so you knew. So did you like him or you don't like him, or do you just realize that he's popular? So now you're like, oh well, maybe I should go for Chris, and so I just because you chose Louise, which I didn't have a problem because when I saw the conversations that she's had with Louise, I feel like I get it. But are you choosing Chris because he's the most popular guy?
Well, it's like, oh wait, everybody likes Chris, but he slid into my DMs first, so let me go with the guy that everybody wants. Yeah,
That's
probably,
how it came off to me, personally, and I
probably.
feel like she did something similar in her own season to get to the end. She went with the popular guy, and she'll say now, "Oh, well, he dumped me and is engaged to another Islander," but I never felt like their relationship was real. Not from on the show and not when they got off.
His new relationship or her with
Demi and Luke.
oh, I didn't realize she dated Luke. Luke, the one that's with
Yes, her.
is her name Molly?
Lucy.
Lucy,
Lucy.
Lucy. I'm like, I
Mhm.
feel like everybody's named Molly
Yeah.
on the in the UK. Okay,
Like,
sorry, Lucy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, they
yeah,
look really great together. They look really happy.
I wouldn't know. I can't stand that girl. Um, yeah, and I actually liked Luke, but I don't know what he sees in
Justin
her. I
Bieber
can't
look
stand that
alike.
woman personally.
I don't remember why you don't like her, but
Oh, I can tell you exactly why I don't like
okay,
her. She
why?
treated, um, what's her name? Oh God, Yawandi like crap, borderline racist. And then kept making it seem like it was on Yewande, and even, like, Amy and some other people had to, like, kinda call her out, like, "No, that's not what happened. You
Mm,
refused to call her by her real name, you
right.
wanted to
Oh,
make up
right.
a fake name, and but so you didn't have to say it. It was like it was
Right.
microaggressive."
Yeah, that's uncalled for. Like, don't ask to give a nickname because you feel uncomfortable pronouncing someone's ethnic name. Like, yeah, that's not great. So we learned that Hannah doesn't really fancy anyone, and like you could tell, like like even aesthetically, without her personality, she doesn't look like she matches with anybody here. If you
I
just put her
mean,
personality with everybody's personality,
I would put her physically with Jake. I'm not sure about their personality because I don't know her personality. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, I feel like she's just kind of just set. Like, okay, I don't like any. Whereas, if they were younger, they would be like, "Oh, I don't like anybody, but I'm just gonna. I feel like Kaz did that episode too, right? Like she's like, I don't like anybody, but I'm just gonna go ahead and just pursue this person, right? Which is
okay,
the
Hannah,
difference
like
between
in
a
her
TV maker
season,
and a not.
they would be like having sex all the time,
Mhm.
like she was smoking, like she was just like like a fun party girl,
Okay.
like
And now she's a mom and she's over 30, and so no.
she's not it's not the same.
No
She's not bringing the same energy for
energy at
sure.
all.
So yeah, Hannah's telling this to Kaz and Georgia H. Apparently Georgia H also likes Mitch. I'm like, interesting.
Yeah. I felt like that was interesting as well too because I'm not seeing it at all.
Mm, well, not Mitch.
Not me.
I think it's because we know Mitch too well, but Liberty likes Mitch the most also. So
Mhm,
like I don't think that Mitch is gonna do this, but like I hope that Georgia doesn't come and try to take Mitch from Liberty. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Like kind of a
Yeah.
low hanging fruit type thing. I hope
Yeah,
that doesn't happen. Which it could.
which it could. It absolutely, I can see it happening.
So Toby thinks that the couple will vote for chaos, and that means that Liberty and Jake are going to be put together. Toby is correct.
Toby knows the public well.
Their lads are chatting. They're talking about lip sync, and they're saying, "No, I'm not going to lip sync anybody. I'm not going to lip sync." Like, oh, maybe if one just lays one on me, I might just. Guys, you're gonna kiss. If a girl's gonna kiss you, you're gonna kiss her back.
Exactly.
Okay. And then Maya comes back with the public vote. So first couple is going to be Chris and Demi.
And from the time they put Chris and Demi together, I was like, yeah, this is about to be a shit show.
Well, I mean, they must know that there was a bit of a history with them to a certain degree, right? They must.
I don't even know. All I saw on Twitter and stuff was people like, oh, Chris and Demi, they just need to stay together and win the show. And I was like, based off of what?
I like Chris the most out of the guy, like
Chris is the best
personality-wise.
guy in the villa. Not the best looking. The best guy,
Yeah,
the catch of the villa.
He's the catch of the villa, 100%. And I think Demi's kind and pretty and deserves love like anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she's really bland.
She's flaky and bland.
There's no substance from what she's shown me.
Yeah, I agree.
And I do think that Chris has substance.
Exactly. That is why I keep seeing people, Demi and Chris, and I was like, so you want somebody who's like, brings something to the table in Chris, like he can hold conversations and he has depth, and with Demi.
Not if I were choosing. Next is Lewis and Georgia Harrison. I was like, okay.
Yeah, this one wasn't okay. This was okay. Okay, let's see where that goes.
Toby and other Georgia Steele.
Not shocked
that was happening.
We
right?
knew that was happening.
Anton and Hannah, and I felt bad because he didn't really look happy.
He was upset,
and I was like,
and I don't know if she's not his type, or he just really wanted Georgia. Old? I maybe I couldn't figure it out because
or like she's not like the new it girl, you know what I mean? Like if they're coming on for social media, like she's not.
I would think she would be more his type, like physically his type. But maybe you're right. Maybe it's just the phase of life,
or like just like the era of the show that she's from. Like they want people that are current.
True.
And maybe.
True. I could see that too. With Anton.
And then Jake and Liberty, of course, they're going to put them together.
When it was down to Jake, Liberty, Kaz, and Mitch, I was like, if y'all put either one of these girls with Jake, y'all are just this is terrible.
I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but like not good at all. So, okay, the people that I put together. Hold on. So I thought Demi, I was like, maybe Demi and Jake. I'm like, I don't know. I put Hannah and Lewis. I thought that they looked good together, and they're from the same season. So like maybe they're just like be like, hey, like we never had a chance to rekindle each other or like hang out with each other. So let's give it a go.
Okay.
I put Georgia Harrison with Chris. So I'm like, who she actually likes.
Okay.
Georgia S with Toby, obviously.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you, but go ahead, keep going.
Kaz with Mitch, which is what the public ended up doing.
What is that about?
I didn't do it because I wanted them together. It's just because I thought I didn't know who to put her with, and that was who was left. And then Liberty, I was like with Anton because like he likes blondes, and so like maybe
that's what I'm saying. Hannah to me is not far off of what I remember Anton really liking.
Yeah,
which is why I'm just like. I kind of think maybe you're right in just she's older. She's from the oldest cast. She's not brand new, shiny and new. Because otherwise, I feel like on paper, it should work. Personally.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I still think that he's punching to like you can't really get Hannah. You know what I mean? Like for you to think that you have choice here, like. The delusion.
Delusional.
So yeah, we hear there's no bad blood. That's all like Liberty keeps on saying. There's no bad blood. But there's no room to rekindle. Thank you,
No, I
Liberty.
mean they both said it separately. I
Good.
never thought that there would be room to rekindle. I don't know anybody who listen. I'm going to tell you the truth. To be fair, Liberty took this really well because she could have been very, very upset. He treated her nasty.
Mhm. And after watching it back and maybe hearing all the comments,
Yeah, that's what I mean. So to even have to be like
civil.
couple like in a bed with him and dealing with him, Liberty is a very, very sweet and genuine person, and
Mhm.
she took this very well. She handled it very, very well, I feel.
Okay. Then Mitch says, "I don't hate the girl." I believe he's talking about Kaz, and I was like, way to make Kaz feel like you're just so uninterested in her standing next to you, and it was the public's doing.
And of course, even with the public's doing, the black girl gets chosen last. Who do we think? Because Chris said he liked somebody, that he wanted somebody. Who do we think that Chris actually
When he
wants?
came in,
No, no, no. When Maya came in, she was like, to Chris, ready to hear who the public chose for you. And she asked him, is there a girl there that you have?
I think at that point he was kind of feeling Georgia.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
I feel like it was Georgia,
Okay.
but I could be wrong. Chat, what do you guys think? So then, please welcome Callum from season 6. And we talk about how the fact that he was with Molly for 3 years from his season, that was a whole big drama with
Mm-hmm.
Shauna and like leaving Shauna and all that stuff for Molly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to see that they were together for a long time. So it's good when like people get kind of pied that at least that they're staying together. So it was for something real.
Real. And which I told you, season 6 was my first season watching, and I liked that season because they came out with strong couples. Those couples lasted
Mhm.
years. Some, I think, who still, Naz and Eva, I think, are still together, and that might be it now.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, now,
But
but
like
it
they
was
had some strong
Colin
people.
and Molly were still together up until a couple months ago. So
Well,
I was
even
confused.
like the winner, what Paige and
Paige and yes, the Irish guy,
mhm,
or she's Irish. One is, you know
he
who I'm
is,
talking about.
I think. I
Yeah.
don't know. Paige and
Yeah, Finn.
They were together for quite a long
They were
time too,
together,
over a couple
and
years.
then Luke and
Shanice,
Shanice. So and then
my
even Mike and
Priscilla, yeah.
Priscilla were together for a long time, over a year. And through COVID, like it- that was a lot. So I feel like that season came out with a lot of strong couples. And so it was crazy when Callum walked. I said, Callum? Now, listen, the man looks good.
He's cute, but he's not really my thing. But he's cute. He's
Right.
cute.
But I was confused because I was like, no, no, you and Molly I know y'all were just on After Sun. So.
I knew that they already broke. I did see that they broke up. I saw an article. But then Maya, being messy, tells Callum that he can choose from any girl or from a new girl. And who walks in? His ex,
Molly.
Molly. She
So,
looked beautiful.
so
Looked
they
really
wanted some X on the beach energy with this series. They knew they weren't going to get it with Jake and Liberty, and they just
good. Did
said
they?
yes.
Why
I
would they
think Liberty
bother?
has been very clear that she wanted nothing to do with Jake. I
Why would
don't
they
know how
bother with
clear,
this?
huh?
Why would they bother with bringing them together?
I'm telling you, they thought it was going to be good TV. That she got put together with her. I think they saw the Sully and Johnny situation and really thought that this was going to be similar in
Not
vibe,
at all.
and it's not. Now, Callum and Molly maybe would have given that similar.
This is better.
Yeah, yeah. So
Definitely
so
better.
I
Like,
think
this is a good
they
twist. Like,
saw
this
and
was a
was
good twist. This was
yeah, I
messy.
think they saw and they were like, you know what? Let's bring in the other exes. Yeah.
We'll see how this one plays out.
Right.
So that was the end of episode 1. When we come to episode 2 today, we're back to Callum making his decision, and he chooses Molly. Of course, he's going to choose Molly. There's no way that he's going to choose somebody else right now. He doesn't know who these other people are,
At all.
and he knows that Molly's very good looking, and you kind of have to choose Molly, right? Is there any other choice?
No, because the only other person he would know is Demi. And they're all good friends. So why would, like, no.
Unless he was just going in pure messiness,
Yeah.
like Johnny would have chosen.
Oh, Johnny?
He would be like, I have to kiss you guys all first.
And then he would have chosen.
Then he would kiss Sally,
Did-
and then he would not choose her. Or
Yeah.
choose her. Or like whatever he would do would be messy.
Yeah. He would have we know Johnny would have went for Liv.
Liberty?
He would have kissed Molly and then went for Liv. Because that's Johnny.
That's Johnny. So yeah, potentially they have some unfinished business with him and Molly. We learned that it's gonna be 5 weeks, and then Maya leaves, and everybody is hugging and meeting each other, etc., etc. The boys go over and chat. They're talking about Molly, of course. The girls are chatting, and Molly's talking about Callum. And she mentioned that he was pretty much disrespectful. And who was it? I think it was Liberty asking if it's going to be weird to see him or to kiss people in challenges.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be weird for her, for sure.
Her, you think?
Well, like, I think for both of them, for sure.
Yeah,
But like, I feel like for her, this a little bit more.
Yeah, I think
Just for the fact that it seems like, from what she's saying, what I'm deduced is that they broke up and he started dating people openly, maybe sleeping with people, going home with people or whatever, like fresh out of the gate, and didn't really take some time to like kind of respect their relationship. That's what I kind of think happened.
He was a man in a breakup.
Basically.
From what I heard, or gleaned, apparently when they were after Sun, she said that they were going to get engaged. And then the proposal never came.
Ooh.
And that caused the problem. Now, if that is the reason, either they're being fake about what's happening here.
Oh. Do you think that they're going to take in a proposal at the end of the season?
This is what I'm saying. Or, I said, y'all need to stop playing in my face. Or, I feel like he maybe was like out of the relationship prior to that, but once he was out, he was like, oh, I've been out of this relationship. Let me just go ahead and go. Whereas her, she's acting so disaffected that whatever he did, I feel like really pained her, right? Like hurt her. And so I don't feel.
But do you think that she gave him an ultimatum then, being like, ring or nothing?
Saying.
And then he didn't kind of grovel back.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was feeling from the conversation. She's like, I don't understand, because like the way she was making it seem like it wasn't just him just going out and going out with other people. There was something there to trigger it.
Oh no, because you had some extra information, so I could see that being more so of what might have gone down. But I could also see these opportunists like deciding that they're going to fix their relationship and then get the proposal at the end for the big bang,
for the money
shot, for sure.
Exactly.
We'll see how this plays out, though. It'll be nice to see how right we are in this one.
Yeah.
Demi and Chris do talk. They kind of bring up the fact that he DM'd her before, and she's like, well, I just was thinking that I like her, so I'll message her. And so he's like, is it too soon to like go in for a cuddle? Like, I feel like with her, he's just like throwing things at her. Just like throwing conversations. Oh, could I come in for a cuddle? Oh, like then he'll say something. What did he say? They talked about something else, and I'm just like, I feel like he just throws idea topics at her, but like they're not having a conversation.
I agree.
I don't think that he's interested in her. I don't think that he's enjoying
The dynamic.
the flirty banter type thing. Like I think he's just kind of humoring the situation. Anyways, I'm not into it, so they must not be either, or he must not be. Hannah and Anton chat, and I just wrote he doesn't like her.
Not at all. Not at all.
I feel bad. She could probably feel it, you know.
Yeah. And I wouldn't waste my time with Anton personally, but like you said, I think he's punching. And so I would be like, dude, like you're lucky I'm speaking to you. But go ahead.
Just be like, if I wasn't paid money to come on this show, like I probably wouldn't be here.
Period.
So Georgia Steele and Toby are talking, and she's like, yeah, when I saw you standing up there, I was like, I want him. Like, you look so fit.
I was
And
like, Georgia, be fucking for real. Like, are you serious?
No, she's not. There's no way.
Not. That's what I'm saying.
But then Toby does typical Toby fashion, which is so unattractive.
Mm-hmm.
Is when he's like, but like, you know, if you want to still talk with Anton, like I know that like, you know, you should kind of see where that is and maybe explore that a little bit.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, so you're basically told her like, okay, you're not going to be jealous. Like she can go do what she wants to do, and then you can mope about it after.
I was going to say, and then he's going to be upset about it, which is what he did to Sally. If you want the girl, pursue the shit out of her. Tell her you want her and stand in it. Period. Stop it.
He's so annoying.
Yes.
Mitch and Kaz having a conversation, and I'm like, this is so awkward. Like he's not into this woman at all, and they're just like, he's like, you're really pretty, and she's like, oh, yeah.
She's like, let's just clear this up. I think we have great friend energy.
Best mate vibes.
And he's like, oh yes, thank God.
And he does say that he wants to get to know Liberty, which is good, but I still think it's calculated. But if it's going to calculate them to a win in the end, I will take it.
I know. Like I said, then when he and Liberty had a later conversation, I like their energy. I do.
Better than both. Yes. At least they talk a bit.
Yes, yeah.
But Georgia Harrison and Lewis are talking, and they're talking about, she asked him what's his favorite nut is. And he does say pistachio, and she does seem to like that response because like it, gotta work for that nut. It's not a slutty nut like the other ones. Which I thought it was cute. Like, you gotta like really work for that. Like the cashews. I mean, they're all usually like shelled or whatever you called it. Old.
I can't.
I thought it was funny though, like talking about these sexy nuts, like the pistachio is the demure nut.
Terrible.
And we're in the little chastity belt. What's your favorite nut? Our top three.
The only nut I hate is walnuts.
Oh.
I love cashews.
No? Are you allergic?
No. I love cashews.
Walnut milk is
pistachios, good. Love almonds. Like I'll throw them in salads. Like I cook with them. I bake with them. But the only nut, like, you ever had baklava?
Yeah.
Okay, so baklava is usually made with walnuts. But I have made it myself with pistachio or hazelnuts. So like I like most nuts. The only one I don't prefer is walnut.
Well, my brother actually makes like vegan ground beef with walnuts.
Yeah.
And so seasoned walnuts you'd probably like, actually. And no, I actually really like walnut milk Like out of the
Okay.
nut milks, it's a good milk. Walnuts are also very good for you.
Yeah.
Out of the nuts, walnut and Brazil nuts are quite
Yeah,
good for you.
the 2 my 2 least favorite nut, Brazil nut and walnut. For some, I think it's the texture for both.
Okay. I mean, I don't mind either.
Mhm,
I don't love hazelnut on its own, but I like it in like chocolate stuff.
mhm.
Pistachio and cashews though are just like my favorite. I was at one point addicted to pistachios. I'd, I'd
Mhm.
be eating pistachios every single
I
day.
did Oh, wow.
I would even like I'd buy the red ones, so like I would be deterred because I wouldn't want to be covered in like the red
Good. Oh
stain,
my god,
and then
I
I
haven't
just
seen
eat
those
them
in
and are just
forever.
like covered in red. Sorry, what?
I haven't seen those in forever,
I
the
know,
red
right?
ones.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
but Georgia is not into Lewis, and I'm like, he's hot.
I don't think he's into her. Well, he says it
Oh,
later, but the conversation was like neither of you were into each other.
fair facts. Callum's talking with Anton and Jake about Molly. He doesn't really say anything. I was watching this at 1.5 at this point.
I was like, why are we having the same conversation again? And then we're gonna have this conversation and the Toby and Georgia conversation about 50 billion times for the rest of the episode. I wanted to shoot somebody.
Yeah, let's move on, wrap it up. So Liberty does go to chat with Jake because she just needs to nip it in the bud and just like know where she stands with him. And she says that I feel like you're avoiding me. And he's like, he does this whole roundabout like response. And it's just like, just say, no, I'm not avoiding you. But maybe I am because it's a little bit
I
awkward.
don't know how to handle it. And
Yeah.
I think that's what it's gonna come down to with Jake at this point. I think while Jake has worked on himself and Jake has I think maybe built himself up to be a better person, I still don't think he can handle this situation.
Right. It's pretty hard.
Yeah.
And like if he was probably treated poorly by the public, like it's probably a wound still.
Yes.
Like being like,
And then for the public to put him and Liberty together, you don't know, are they thinking that we'll reconcile? Like, is the public gonna hate me because I'm gonna be rejecting her again? And so I get it. Like, I really do. I don't find fault in either of them this time around. On how they handle this personally.
they decided to basically be friends and like support each other in the villa.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Georgia chats with Anton and he says that he's not into Hannah. We know, Anton, you don't need to
the memo went out.
say anything. Also, though, Georgia, I'm a little bit embarrassed that you're pretending to be into Anton.
I don't know.
It's not her brand. It's not her vibe, in my opinion.
I don't know what she's on.
Have you seen? I'm gonna show you one of her ex-boyfriends. Hold on. Like, it's definitely okay. What's his name? Let's put it on. Okay, hold on, let me put this up for you to show you one of his boyfriends. Okay, like so not.
Oh, closer to Lewis slash Toby.
Toby, yeah.
Okay,
like not Anton.
Not Anton.
Right? Like she likes these mixed race bad boys, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like and on the her season, she was with what's his name? Denzel?
You know who would be good for her if he was on? I don't know if they're gonna put him as a bomb. Uzi.
I don't remember who Uzi is.
He was just Casa. He was just he came in with Ella. Season 10. And he ended up with Katie.
Oh my god, Katie. Oh, Uzi. Okay, got it. Okay, maybe. He doesn't have enough, like, I think, oomph. Like, honestly, Callum, the guy that I just showed you, he like has banter, he pursues, like
Okay.
he always has girls all over. You know what I mean? He's just
I mean,
like,
I think Uzi pursues. I don't know if he has the personality you're saying. We really didn't see that. But he also came in through Casa, so
hold on, I need to find. Was it Denzel? Am I making this up? Hold on. Who is she with? Georgia. I think so. That's who she was loyal, right? To. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm gonna show you her other guy that she was on the season with for a bit.
Okay.
Right?
Mhm.
See?
Oh, wow.
So also not Anton. Right? So
He looks like a lighter skinned Teddy.
uh, they don't actually look alike, but they have the same shaped head.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so they decide to be friends. Oh, sorry, no. We see that Anton is not into Hannah. We all knew that. Georgia's also not into Anton, in my opinion. So Molly doesn't know why Callum chose her, and it's like, yeah, you
Yes, you
do.
do.
Yeah, you do. He has to choose you, because if there was ever a chance that he would ever want to ever consider
Consider.
reconciling with you, he
Well,
has.
you didn't choose me when we first came in. Like, why are you coming back now? Yeah, he had to choose her.
No matter what, like even if he doesn't plan on ever being with her ever again, he
Mhm.
has to choose her in this moment, or
Yeah,
as he would
or
be
it's dead,
vilified.
dead, or you're admitting it's deader than a doornail.
And like, yeah, there's no coming back from that. Now,
Not when a proposal was almost on the table.
yeah, no, he has to choose her.
Even if it was just a pretend thought in her head.
Yeah,
No.
that would be like, it would be, he would be vilified. Like, no, he has to choose her. So it's bedtime. I nothing really happened. Everybody getting ready for bed. No real cuddling or anything like that.
Mm-mm.
In the morning, the lads go and chat, and apparently Lewis now wants to go talk to Molly.
Mhm.
Anton also wants to go and talk to Molly. Um, and then Toby's saying like, "Oh, I don't want to be all like coupled off," because when they're still lying in the bed, everybody's like, "Oh, you guys are already a couple, or you're with your ex, or you're with your ex," and it's like Toby already doesn't want to be coupled off, and it's like you're never really coupled off, like Toby. The eye roll.
I can't with the man.
Georgia's into Chris and Mitch. We already knew this. I guess it's the same kind of vibe. Mitch though I think is a little bit of a weak choice. Chris is a solid choice though for Georgia. I think.
Hmm.
Molly pulls Lewis for a chat. I was like, why is the women pulling the men for a chat?
I don't know. I don't get it. Like, if you want some, are you afraid? Because there's more women than men, right? Are you afraid of hurting somebody's feelings? My whole thing is pursue who you want. Like, I've always said, like, if you don't want me, it's fine. Like, I just, it's not a problem if you don't want me. I'd rather you be honest in your pursuit and honest about who and what you want than, or is it that they're afraid that they pursue somebody and then get screwed and then they get kicked off the island, which
I've I'm thinking that what's happening here is that they don't want to pursue somebody and then that screws something up with someone else. So I
Mhm.
think that they're just afraid to put their eggs in any basket because they don't want that person to not pick them and then like you said they'd be dumped from the island. So they're just playing timid.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate timid men. Tell me you want me.
Tell me you want me.
Like,
Tell me you want
it
me.
I listen, if you tell me you want me, you will always have me.
Yeah.
I don't care the capacity.
So he's kind of flirty with her though. He's like, my vibe could be you. And then she said, like, what are you scared of my ex Callum? I thought that was like very flirty and like the way that he responded is like, no. I was
It's
like,
like,
nobody's
yeah,
afraid of Callum, though. Like, sorry, Molly. You may love him, but like,
he's
nobody's
afraid of
afraid.
Callum. He's afraid that she's going to
Go back to him.
go back to
Maybe in that way, but
not
he's not.
physically.
I think he was responding physically, but like maybe subconsciously, it's like I don't want her to go back to him though.
Right, exactly. Like, I don't want this to be waste of my time.
And then Kaz goes and pulls Lewis, and I'm like, oh man, I don't want her to get rejected by this damn man.
Which she didn't, but she does.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah.
It's happening soon. Liberty and Mitch have the conversation that I think you were talking about, where like you thought that they had pretty good banter. I'm just putting question mark. Is this real? I don't know.
Listen. There's slim pickings in this villa right now, so I'm gonna hitch my ride to the energy. And right now, because there's a difference between the conversation she had with Mitch and the conversation that Kaz had with Lewis later. So I'm sorry. So I'm gonna go with
Okay. Debbie speaks to Lewis, and she asks him, "How are you feeling?" And he says, "You." And I'm like, "Did you just say that to Molly?"
exactly.
Side eye.
But my thing is, maybe it's true, which I'm fine with. But don't let the girls find
Yeah, the girls find out. They'd be like, "Oh, like you're into me. Oh, you're into me. Oh, you're into me too." It's like, yeah, I told you. So they're gonna play a game. I don't know if they gave a game a name. I'm just gonna run through them. So Kaz has to snog the Islander that she finds the hottest. She chooses Lewis. Chris has to twerk on the person that she finds the hottest.
Can we go back to Kaz thing?
Kaz, go ahead.
I was pissed off because I was like, listen,
they fetishized her.
Yeah. I'm like, that kiss was so hot with the wrong person.
Well, who is she gonna do that with?
I don't know, but my whole thing is they're wasting her.
Well, it's like she straddles him, she looks hot. He like kind of taps her ass, and like, and the kiss was hot. She's a gorgeous woman.
Yeah,
and it's like none of the
she
guys
has
are
great
into
personality.
And it's just like, oh, they're just, I don't know. I didn't like it.
I can't do this again.
What about Chris twerking on Molly?
I'm like, Chris, I want better for you.
You don't like Molly?
I like,
too much. It's too much going on. Yeah, she's
like,
still into
I like Chris. Is what I'm saying.
Fair.
And Molly is not the person here.
Georgia Steele has to give a sexy snog to an Islander of her choice.
And who
she
did
chooses
she choose?
Toby. Now she says this was an amazing kiss, and then Toby says it wasn't. Is Toby just not wanting to like say that he's like into her? Like, I don't know.
No, with Toby. At this point, I've watched him on 3 different shows. And the first show, I thought I knew Toby. And these last 2 shows, I'm like, who is this person?
Pisces. They kind of can be like,
maybe
how the wind blows.
Yeah.
Georgia Harrison has to yawn on the most boring Islander. And so she yawns on Anton. And he just basically says, like, oh, I wish you did that with some breast spray. What's with him in the breast spray? Does he have like a ad campaign?
I have no
like,
idea.
Is that his sponsorship or?
I don't know. Listen, again, Anton, all brawn, no brains. So it could be he might be trying to get a company.
Oh my god, he's like, okay, I need to make something my thing. So then like I'll be attached to like a brand, breast mints. Yeah, breast mints. Yeah. Like, you know what? Maybe. Yeah. Did you watch like that season of Big Brother where what's her name? Blondie, season 21. Kat was like, she was always like
Kat Dunn
was always like conspiring bitches. Are you conspiring?
And that's her podcast name,
right? So she basically used the show as an opportunity to start a brand.
Right. I mean, and I think a lot of people feel like Taylor Hale did that with Lay's, and that's not true. And she was saying the other day, she's like, literally, my dad was laughing because like we as a family have always had Lay's, and like she gets free Lay's and she still buys. I think she was getting like free 15 bags of Lay's and she was still buying Lay's, right? Like with money that she's won. So it's like for some people, yeah, this is what they do. They try to get the promotion,
Brand deal. Get
and
the
some
brand.
people it's genuine and they just
Get the brand
happen
deal.
to like the food, right? So
Hmm. Hannah needs to snog the person that's 100% her type. She chooses Jake. Jeez Louise.
but I said I feel like
They,
physically
yeah, she's too old
physically
for him, and she has a child. I don't think that he's ready for that life.
no. But I think physically they would have been a good match.
Um, Anton needs to snog the person that he wished he was coupled with, and he chooses Georgia Steele.
Of course.
Jake has to choose a person who he thinks is just there for the social media following. Chooses Mitch. Callum
I mean,
needs to.
a fair and easy choice for
I mean,
anybody.
they all might be there for that, but Mitch is
Exactly.
most obvious.
But literally, Mitch's low hanging fruit on that category specifically.
Callum needs to give a sensual massage to somebody. He chooses Georgia S. Demi needs to choose 2 Islanders. What'd you do to them?
Yes. Oh, that was the triple kiss.
With Demi?
Isn't it?
No, triple kiss is later.
Oh, then who is
I
it?
think. Oh it was them because like Mitch has a beard though.
Yes, he was like just yeah. I think it was the kiss.
Yeah, I think it was the kiss. You're right. How did you feel about the kiss? Chris didn't mind it.
I was listen. Chris said it was a good kiss, except for
The
feeling a
beard.
bad spirit, and I was like, listen, I don't hate it, and this is why I'm gonna say I don't hate it. They're always doing these triple kisses with 2
2 women.
women,
Mhm.
and a guy. So turnabout is fair play, on my opinion.
I guess maybe it was I thought it was not Demi that did that kiss.
Mm,
But oh well.
yeah, or was it when she had to kiss? She did kiss 2 people that she
No, it must
finished.
have been that because like I don't have any other little dares here.
Mhm.
Oh no, it was Molly. So Molly does 3-way kiss Chris and
Okay.
Lewis.
Yeah, so Demi kissed
Something
2
about 2
people.
Islanders.
Yeah,
Islanders.
she
Oh,
just
Steph, she did. Oh, right. She straddled both of them, whatever.
yes,
And
yes,
she did the kiss that I hate. It's like the like I'm just like, why do you do that? It actually seeing her kiss like that makes me be like, okay, Chris, that you see that, right?
yeah.
She's not real.
Okay, so that's what I said. So it like for me, I felt like her kiss with Lewis was realer
More real, yeah.
than her kiss with Chris.
Well, it's
And
just all like
yeah, it was it and even like later, I think they did something else, and I was like, listen, I'm sorry, I'm right now, I'm on the Demi Lewis is
better
better.
than
Yeah,
Demi Chris.
yeah,
Agreed. Well, she should have went. That's who she was most attracted to, right?
right.
So she's only, like you said, kind of moving towards Chris because other people were that way.
I feel like it. I totally feel like it.
So Mitch has to choose who he thinks is the sexiest. He chooses Liberty. I mean, he's making a play for the win here
Yeah,
already.
listen, I'll take it.
Georgia Steele has to choose somebody who's a game player. Chooses Lewis. You agree?
Yes.
Jake has to say who he wants to have a threesome with, and he says Hannah and Georgia Steele.
Right.
I'm like, that would be pretty hot. Like,
I think even Georgia said that. She was like, that would be
yeah, she thinks that Hannah's
wouldn't
hot.
happen, but it would be
And Liberty needs to say who gives her the egg. Obviously, it's going to be Jack. Molly then gets a three-way kiss with Chris and Lewis. Um, and Molly's the it girl though, and I don't
She's
think she wants
gorgeous. Like
any of them.
she was. Listen, Molly's gorgeous. She came in her season as a Casa girl. She was promptly kicked off because she stole the it guy from the what the producers wanted to be was the it girl, but she wasn't. And so fair that this time around she's getting to have her star shine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't hate it. I don't.
I do like Molly, to be honest.
I do too. I liked Molly in her season.
Yeah, I was kind of like, I felt bad because like Shauna was like acting so upset and hurt by that whole
But
situation.
when he chose Molly, it's like, oh, this is so different. He really likes her.
Yeah.
He really likes her.
So after the challenge, everybody's talking. We see Molly, Georgia, Harrison, and Liberty talking about Callum. Demi, we learn, likes Chris, Lewis, and Mitch. Very Chris and Mitch, kind of similar, but
Close.
Lewis.
I don't know, Demi. Will the real Demi stand up?
Will the real Demi stand up? Absolutely. She's talking to this with Kaz, and like she's just talking about all of her options, and Kaz has zero.
None. Because she's saying Lewis, but no, she has no option.
She knows that Lewis is not into her.
No. I hope she knows it because I had to tweet her and tell her. She's like, "Oh, you're just super chill." I say, "Girl, he's not super chill. He's super uninterested. What the hell are you talking
about?" That's actually shouldn't be on a shirt. He's not super chill. He's super uninterested. Put on a mug. Put on a shirt.
Like for real.
So Liberty is googly eyes over Mitch, and then she gives him some like little massage.
She always says she's not gonna. She did this Love Island game. She said she wasn't
not
gonna
to fall super quickly,
and she does it. She does it every time. Listen, this is what you're gonna get when you get Liberty on the TV. I don't hate it.
Liberty, it's fine. Yeah. I'm just like, oh boy, I mean, I think that they might stay together for a while, and the only way they would break up is if somebody came in for Mitch, which I don't know if someone will do.
I can't
think or if there's somebody that he really, really, really wants to pursue.
It would have to be somebody he really wants to pursue.
But I think he thinks he could win the game with Liberty. Is there money at the end, or they haven't announced it yet, right?
I think they announced it.
So Chris and Toby are talking. They both think that Molly is the most fit. We get it. She's fit. She's not going to be into either.
Blonde and fit. We get it. I don't hate Molly. I'm just noting.
Yeah.
That can we get a better variety of men who don't just think a blonde, thinner woman is it. That's all I'm asking.
Agreed.
That's all I'm asking.
Callum and Demi are talking, and they're talking about Molly, and he basically would love to get back with her if everything was perfect. But he would say that he didn't really get jealous or whatever. And I'm like, he is getting jealous. Like, it's going to build up.
That's what I said. I felt like he was getting jealous. And I understand what he's saying. Like, if you know what happened before, and it was like, but this happened, and we couldn't move past it. And it's like, there's no perfect way to move past that. So there's just no way. Like in your mind, this is why I'm not a spin the block person, because that I would always have that roadblock in my head. That how do you move past the things that happened before? Like, unless you're just having sex. Like, there's just, if it's something that's real, how do you, unless you're able to move past whatever that blockage was, I get what he's saying. right? Like that would mean that the world was perfect and we could just erase that and get back together, but it's not.
Well, it just basically means that like the ultimatum was never put on the table, probably, and then they'd get back to they'd be together.
Right.
Anton is confused by Georgia Steele because like she's going with Toby because he's the safer option. And maybe this is to your point with like they don't know that she was on Love Island Games, or like I don't know, didn't they just watch it? Or maybe they don't get it. They didn't get it.
I don't know if the UK watched it. That's the thing. Like I know on Twitter a lot of international people watched it, but I
Mhm.
don't know if the UK got it to
Mhm.
watch.
Right.
And so I do feel like they're trying to erase like like it's a multiverse. Like this
Didn't
this is not
happen.
in the
Why?
same
We just have no
universe.
idea why
Yeah.
Georgia
We
and
met each other
Toby.
in an after party for Love Island, and Love Island Games never happened in this universe.
That's what it is. It is what it is. Liberty is talking to the sexy cowgirl in Hannah. Just talking about how much Hannah's talking about how much she likes Jake and she wants to know if it's cool with Liberty if she pursues him because she would never want to step on Liberty's toes, which is cool. But I'm like, Hannah, nobody's going to stop you. If you want him, get him. Liberty does tell everybody how much she likes Mitch, and then they ask Kaz about Lewis and the kiss. And like I think Lewis that she likes the kiss with Lewis and she would be interested in pursuing something with Lewis, but I don't think she feels the vibe, but she does end up later on going and like having a conversation with him.
I was just wondering because he was like, "Oh, that was great," and she's like, "What?" And he was like, "Oh, the kiss," and it was like she totally forgot, like she did. I was like, "Okay, so maybe she does get it." And then when she was having the conversation, I was like, "Wait, Cass, wait, like no, this guy's not it. Please get away. He's not serious. Do this again. I
And
don't
then he's
want
wearing
to do this."
full on like head to toe leather. What do you call like leather? Like
Mother,
like no Canadian tuxedo is like denim on denim. What's leather on leather?
I don't know. I
Italian
never heard of
tuxedo.
that Canadian.
Oh yeah, denim on denim is a Canadian tuxedo.
No,
Okay, well, since you're not up to speed on fashion lingo, I guess you would not be the person to ask about that.
no, not at all.
So they did get you ready for the night. Jakes does think Hannah has good vibes, but you can tell that he's not really into her, like other than just her being a fun person. Lewis is grafting Molly for the night, and there's basically a queue for Molly. Everybody's lining up for Molly, and Molly is not interested in any of them.
Mm.
Hannah and Georgia want the boys to step it up,
Yeah.
like we do.
Period.
And I loved actually Georgia and Hannah kind of talking, because Hannah's just all like, with that kiss, and like with Lewis, not with Lewis, with Anton, she's like just like, yeah, I was stimulated, and Hannah's like really getting her into it, and like I think that Hannah was kind of bringing out a little bit of a saucier side of Georgia, which I liked.
Okay.
You didn't agree?
I don't know. I think I zoned out of this conversation, so maybe.
Okay. Next, we had the leather on leather look of Lewis's while he's talking to Kaz. Yeah, because he says, yeah, the challenge was crazy. You're doing your madness.
And she's like, "What? Wait, what?" And he's like, "The kiss." And she's like, "Oh."
And then I said the teeth were distracting.
And
Yeah.
it was like, and she's like, "Oh, I think," and then like she's trying to get, like he's like confirming that she likes him. And she's like, "Well, I think I already like let that be known."
Yeah, he's like, so like, what are you feeling? Like, you were like, I just wanted you to come out and say it. And she's like, been pretty clear.
Yeah.
Pretty clear. And he says, I'm exploring, but I'm not shutting it down.
And it was like, first of all, you told two other girls that you were into them. You have not said that to Kaz.
Not at all.
And so you don't want her. You just want her to want you. And I'm like, Kaz, please get away from this man, please.
He's
And
definitely
I
not
don't
into
know
you,
nothing
Kaz.
about this man, but I was just like, get away from.
Okay, and then to end the episode, we see Georgia and Toby talking and like connecting or whatever, and she does say like, I want the next one to be in, and I think that that's one of the reasons why she is more drawn to Anton. Is just like the age thing is where she is in her life. She wants to go to the next level
Mm-hmm.
relationship wise, and I can definitely understand Toby not giving off the
That
vibe that he's
vibe.
into his next relationship being his last one.
His last one, yeah.
And so
And
was
he's
it
only been in a
one
1-year relationship, 1-year relationship, yeah, right?
through the show?
Through the show, yeah,
So he doesn't he's a little bit stunted in the relationship department.
yeah, I agree.
And so they're sitting there and I'm just like, oh my god, like why are they she's just looking off and like he's looking at her and I'm like, just fucking kiss already. Like why are you trying to make this weird tension? Like if they didn't kiss when they kiss, I was like it was gonna be too awkward.
Mm-hmm.
So then he was like, oh come on, give me a kiss or whatever. And like it was a more sexual kiss than I've ever really seen them have.
Mm-hmm.
But then there was one point when she like bit his tongue, and I was like, that didn't look good. But
Mm-hmm.
some of it looked okay.
It was definitely sexier. It just, I just, neither of these two are bringing anything. Hey!
It was TJ.
Neither of these two are bringing anything to this situation. And it'd be different if I felt like this was gonna go somewhere. Even if we just take what they're doing on this show at face value,
Yeah.
this doesn't feel like it's
Yeah,
gonna
like are they gonna
develop
be like
anything.
kissing all the time now? Or is he gonna like start being standoffish and be like, I don't know, like we kiss and
Mhm,
like now he's not like talking to me. You know what I mean? Like
mhm,
I don't know.
mhm. Yeah.
All right, but that's the first two episodes. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
So my thoughts. Kaz is being wasted here,
Mhm,
like thoroughly wasted, and it's
mhm.
very frustrating for me. They literally just they're like, "Oh, she'll be the best friend," and I think it's gross, and I need them to stop. Toby is a waste of space right now. I don't know what they can do to unwaste that space, but I wonder if he wasn't there, if Georgia would bring something a little more to the table, possibly. I'm not again, 2 shows, and I haven't seen one piece of personality that I've heard that she has, so and she's very wishy-washy too, like, every time she has to, like, stand on business in her decisions. She's just
It's
like
like
she's hemming and hawing and mumbling and all, but I didn't no, okay? Um, Lewis is not serious. Um, I like Mitch and Liberty.
they're the it couple right now.
Yeah, they're the it couple. Listen, Chris, somebody needs to snatch Chris up.
Okay, so who do you think Chris is gonna end up with?
I don't know if that person is here yet.
You don't think that Georgia will be able to lasso him in?
I think what you said earlier is highly possible that Georgia might still Mitch.
She might. She can't be like that.
Yeah, I can see it personally.
Or like just put the heavy flirt on,
Yeah.
right? And like Mitch is not good when like when someone's pursuing him, he can't resist it.
Yeah,
And
that's what I
she's
mean.
like Abby, but in my opinion, prettier. Like
Okay.
if he looks wise, don't you think that they look similar? No.
I can't remember. Uh, no, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but um, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that I personality wise, I could see it, all of that happening. Storyline wise, I can see all of that happening.
And
And
she's not
so,
friends with Liberty, you
and
know?
that's what I'm saying. There is nothing there. It's not like Kaz wanted Mitch or whatever. It's like she would never pursue him because
Yeah.
that's Liberty. So I can see that, especially if the Chris lineup is too vast and she's just like, all right, I gotta go find somebody else. Um, I can see Demi trying to stay with Chris unless a better option comes.
You
I
don't think
just
she's
don't
gonna go
think
to
he
Lewis?
wants in on. I don't think he wants in on that though.
Yeah, so I think that Lewis is gonna pursue Molly,
Molly. I think Lewis is going to pursue Molly. Yeah.
and it will be Molly versus or Lewis versus Callum at some point.
Right. I
And
agree.
Molly will have to make that decision, and she'll probably choose
Choose
Callum.
Callum. I agree. Yeah.
I think that I could see my little scenario playing out. I can also see maybe Georgia and Chris giving it a go. And
Mm-hmm.
then maybe Chris is the it guy. And so maybe other people come in
Come in.
and kind of bump out Georgia
Mm-hmm.
H. And that's when she goes for
Mitch.
Mitch.
Mm-hmm. I can see it. I can see it.
Um, and someone's gonna come in, like people are gonna come in and take Georgia Steele on a date. And so we're gonna see Mopey Toby.
Toby's going to go home again.
Probably.
Toby's going to go home again. I mean,
I don't know who's coming in for him,
I
though.
don't know who would come in for him. And somebody will always come in for Georgia.
Mhm. Well, I think that's about. Oh, and there's going to be no room for Kaz.
They would have to bring. I can't even think of a. But I haven't. I mean, I didn't see the first 4 seasons, so you would have to tell me. But I can't think
I
of
don't
a
remember.
person in the last 6 seasons who they could bring in for Kaz that would work.
I don't know right now.
I can't think of anybody.
Weren't you saying Curtis? No. Oh, it was Miss Mansa was saying
Oh,
maybe Curtis.
I don't know about Curtis. But and also Curtis, I think moved to America.
Did
So
he? Mm.
yeah, that was the whole thing of why Justine wanted him because she knew
Mm.
that he could dance, and she knew that he was moving to LA.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just not. I can't think of anybody right now.
Okay, so that's pretty much it for this double episode recap. Thank you everybody for being here.
Mhm.
If you haven't done so already, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you subscribe to Entertainment in Color on all social media platforms. And then please leave in the comments who would be cast for a love interest for Kaz. We want to see some options here. I want to see who I'm forgetting.
Yeah.
I need to see, I just need to see that there was potential with choosing Kaz and
For
not just to have her be a gimmick as a sidekick and as a person that just gets to go on a bunch of dates and then nobody's interested in them. I,
yeah.
I want to see if you guys can think of some people that might be a match. Not necessarily if they're going to be coming on the show or not. I
Mhm.
don't know. But like if you could just go into the archives of this show and let us know if you can think of some potential love matches.
I thought Mike, but I just saw him on his Instagram watching the show, so he ain't coming up. He ain't coming now.
He's
Right
not in
now,
quarantine, I guess.
it's yeah. So
So all right. Well, we'll be back soon to do another recap. We're gonna try to get into a rhythm of some sort, figure it out. But when things are streamed in the UK, sometimes it gets a little bit challenging to
yeah,
watch them and recap them and figure it all out. So we'll see what happens. Love everybody. Thank you for being here. I know it was late night. You guys are troopers, and we'll see you hopefully tomorrow. Ciao.